Alright, here we go. Alrighty, that was fun. Try again. This is chapter 3. It's section 1. It's lines and angles. Bunch of definitions today. We'll start with parallel lines. Parallel lines are coplanar, do not intersect. Anybody remember what coplanar means? In the same plane. Good. Skew lines. Those are non-coplanar. And they don't intersect either. So parallel and skew lines do not intersect, agreed? They've got that in common. The difference is parallel lines are coplanar. They're in the same plane. And skew lines are not in the same plane. Okay? And we'll draw a picture of it in a minute, and hopefully it'll make more sense. Parallel planes. They do not intersect. Questions? Yeah. The ceiling and the floor. Those are parallel planes. Front wall and the back wall. Parallel planes.
Those walls ain't parallel lines.
Correct. The two side walls aren't parallel. They would intersect over there in Mrs. Clapp's room somewhere, probably. Okay? Now, the wall with the door on it and the wall with this window on it over here on the right, those are parallel, aren't they? Those are parallel planes. Okay? We're going to call this picture drawing. Well, not picture drawing. Box drawing time. So now skip 2 lines on your paper, and I want you to draw something that resembles a square about that big. Obviously not quite that big, because that big on the wall is bigger than your whole notebook. But in relation to parallel lines. Now from this upper left-hand corner, put your pencil on that vertex, and I want you to go back at about 45 degrees and just go back until you hit the next blue line on your paper. And then from the upper right-hand corner, do the same thing. Back at the same angle, the same distance. So about like that. And then from the bottom right-hand corner, do it again. And it should look something like that. Now connect the ends of the 3 segments you just drew. So connect these 2. And connect these 2. And you're on your way to drawing your first box, all by yourself. Now, you see the cursor sitting over that vertex? I want you to eyeball down till you are across from or horizontal to this vertex. So we're going to eyeball down and we're going to put a light dot right there. Now from the bottom left to the dot, we want a dashed line. And from this top vertex I'm going to call it top left vertex. Down to the dot, we want another dashed line. And from that point over to the right, we want a horizontal dashed line. And now you have officially completed your first three-dimensional box on your own. You will receive a certificate of authenticity via email. Be sure to check your email this evening. Now let's label the top of it A, B, C, D. Starting on the bottom left, E, F, G, and H. And now we're going to use this drawing to help you understand the definitions a little bit. Okay? So let's talk about parallel. That's the symbol for parallel lines. Parallel lines. If I said AE is parallel to, you would say, louder? BF, good. Everybody see it? They're in the same plane, and they don't intersect. And HG is parallel to DC, good. What else is HG parallel to? EF in the front here, isn't it? Alright, we'll do one more. EH. EH is parallel to FG. That's the obvious one. Let's do a non-obvious one. Good, BC. EH is parallel to BC. Remember when we were doing this earlier, you could cut a diagonal through there? Those two lines are parallel to each other. Alright, so now we're going to do skew lines. And for some of you, this is a little bit harder to picture. AE and what other line are skew? They don't intersect, and they're not in the same plane. HG, good. Does everybody see that? Okay. AE is a vertical line right here. I know you do, and you don't have to tell everybody that. AE sits right here. You see it? HG is across the back, isn't it? Do those two intersect each other? Okay. Are they in the same plane? That's what makes them skew. One's in the front and it's vertical. The other one's in the back and it's horizontal. They're not in the same plane and they don't intersect. Therefore, they are skew. Yeah, because any vertical line in this drawing is parallel to AE. Isn't it? So they got to be not in the same plane. FG, it is. AE and HG are skew. AE and FG are skew. Alright? AE and there. That's it. Yes, Tyler.
Couldn't CG be skewed to
CG and AE are parallel because you could cut the box on a diagonal and they're in the same plane. Can you see that?
Yeah.
If you cut the box down from the top and you cut it on an angle right here, right down to the bottom, that would be a plane and AE would be parallel to CG.
So does that mean they're coplanar?
That means they're coplanar. Correct. And skew needs to be non-coplanar. Can't be in the same plane. Make any more sense? Good. Yes?
What does intersect mean?
Intersect means they have a common point.
Oh, okay.
That's a good question, because everybody, when you think of two lines that intersect each other, you know what the picture looks like, right? But what does it really mean? All right. DA and BA intersect right here, don't they? They intersect at A. They both have an A in them. Therefore, they intersect. DC and BC intersect at point C. If you took line L and line M intersect at point A. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to talk about parallel planes. Parallel planes. How many letters to describe a plane? 3 non-collinear, right? 3 non-collinear. So plane ABE is parallel to plane ABE is parallel to what? DCG. Good. What's another name for ABE? Good. Can you call it the front? Is it parallel to the back? Good. 2 more parallel planes would be the left side and the right side, right? And finally, what else? The top and the bottom. Good. All right, so that's your symbol for parallel. That's your symbol for planes. Everybody all right on skew lines? No, there's not. That's good. There's not because, you know, if you said that that's the symbol for skew lines, well, those two, they're in the same plane, aren't they? You would have to do like this fancy 3-dimensional drawing, which would take longer than just writing skew. Good questions today. Deep, thoughtful questions. All right, next we're going to talk about a transversal. It's on the bottom of page 149. It's a line that intersects 2 or more coplanar lines. It's a line that intersects 2 or more coplanar lines. A line that intersects 2 or more coplanar lines. So here's 1. Here's 2 coplanar lines. Agreed? Does this one intersect them? Very good. So that is called a transversal. We'll call the other lines L and M. In that pretty little drawing there, how many angles did we just create? 8. 8. And some of the terms we've already used this year are 1 and 3 are vertical, aren't they? 2 and 3 are adjacent and supplementary. Good. And a linear pair. Very good. Very good. So those terms got to start coming back into the front of your brain. All right, in relation to line L and line M, this area in here is called this area in here, in between L and M, is called the interior. Good. The interior. And on the top of L, up in here, that would be the exterior. And below M, down in here, exterior. Alright, so what's going on inside the two lines is the interior. Outside of it is the exterior. Turn the page. Let's talk about alternate interior angles.
I have a question real quick.
Yes, sir. Alternate interior.
Where angle 2 is that interior?
That's exterior.
Because
Because it's on the outside of L. Alternate interior. Alternate interior. Obviously interior because the angles are going to have to be inside. Alternate meaning alternating sides of the transversal. Volunteer for a pair of alternate interior angles. Yes. Angle what? Angle 3 and alternate sides of the transversal. Alternate sides of the transversal. 3 and 5. Good. Angles 3 and 5. Another pair of alternate interior angles. 4 and 6. Good. Alternating sides of the transversal on the interior. Same side. Interior. An example of same side interior. Austin. Good. 3 and 6. Another set of same side interior. Good. 4 and 5. Corresponding. Corresponding angles. Look at this group of angles up here. You got 4 of them, right? Top left, bottom left. Top right, bottom right. Good. This group of angles. Top left, bottom left. Top right, bottom right. Corresponding. What we're really talking about is bilocation. So corresponding would be 1 and what? Good. 1 and 5. 2 and... Good. They hold the same position. 3 and 7, right? They're both in the bottom right corner of their respective locations. 4 and 8. Good. Okay. Corresponding angles. And then finally, alternate exterior. Alternate exterior angles. Those are like alternate interior angles, but they're on the outside. Garcia, give me a pair. A pair of alternate exterior angles. 2 and good. 2 and 8. Brianna, what's another pair? 1 and 7. Good. Questions? All right, let's try this. Okay, which line is the transversal? The red one's the transversal, isn't it? And we'll call the other ones L and M. That drawing's way too much like the last drawing. So let's try this. This would be a good time to pay attention and not write. Alright, so now which line is the transversal? The red one again, good. But it's going a different, everything's going a different direction, isn't it? Alright, so let's go alternate interior. Somebody give me a pair of alternate interior. Jeff.
2 and 8.
2 and 8, good. And 3 and 5, nice job. Okay. Alternate exterior. Tyler.
7 and 1.
7 and 1. Austin. 6 and 4, good. Corresponding. Tyler. Tanner.
3 and 5. Or 2 and
Faith. 4 and 8, good.
Oh, wait,
Catherine. Caitlin. 1 and 5, good. 2 more pairs. Michaela. 3 and good. 7. And Kevin. 2 and 6, good. You see why? 3 is at the bottom right of this pair, isn't it? This grouping. Bottom right. Over here, 7's at the bottom right. 8's at the bottom left. 4's at the bottom left. So they're corresponding. We'll call them same side interior. 1 pair. Garcia. 3 and 8, good. Catherine, the other pair. 2 and 5, very good. Very good. In this drawing, we got line A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? 6 lines. Name a transversal. Someone raise their hand. Name a transversal. B is a transversal. To what lines? Let her finish. And E, F, and D. Good. Name another transversal. Kevin. A is a transversal. To which lines? D, E, and F, and A is also a transversal to B and C, isn't it? Okay. Make any sense? The transversal intersects two or more other lines. Okay. Any questions? Page. Your assignment for today is on page 152. Problems 1 through 7 and 12 through 21. 1 through 7 and 12 through 21.